Hello, everybody. Sam Kaplan here, and welcome. It has been another week on my muscle growth quest, my journey to building as much muscle as I possibly can. That is my goal, and my focus right now is really just driving for as much muscle growth as is possible. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to share with you the third workout in my current training split, my current training program designed to build me as much muscle as I possibly can build. A couple quick notes about the training program itself. It is slightly specialized in nature to allow me to build a little bit more, put a little bit more focus on my delts, so my shoulders, my side delts, my back, especially my inner back, as well as my hamstrings and my glutes. My intention is to build muscle all over my physique, but what we found from my last natural bodybuilding competition season was my delts, back, hamstrings, and glutes a little bit were lagging behind a little bit compared to my other musculature, so maybe my quads and my chest and my arms potentially. So it's not that they're necessarily a terrible weakness, but they are lagging behind compared to the other muscles on my physique. So the program is designed to specialize in those areas a little bit, and that's mainly involving just doing a little bit more, including a little bit more training volume for those muscles, so more sets across the week, maybe compared to my chest or my arms, for example. And also being really smart about exercise selection. That's a big focus of mine, especially when I put my training program together, was only including exercises really that allow me to feel my muscles the way that I want to feel, whilst making sure that they're also minimally injurious, so it doesn't feel like anything's kind of going against the grain when I'm moving, so that I can progress with them for more or less as long as possible. My training split, it's a 3-day full body split, so I only rotate between 3 different workouts. I train 5 to 6 days a week. I take a rest day, more or less. I kind of auto-regulate it. I take it when I feel I need it. Usually that is at this point, because I'm feeling quite good. I'm about 9 weeks into this kind of lean bulk phase here. So I'm getting enough food. My recovery is going well. I think my training split setup is really allowing me to maximize my recovery. So I'm able to train 5 or 6 days in a row before feeling like I really need that rest day. So what I'm doing is I'm just rotating between these 3 training sessions, progressing in the way that I'm aiming to progress, and then I take the rest day as I need it, usually after the 5th or 6th workout in a row. So what I'm going to show you in just a few seconds here is the third workout. So we'll call it workout C of my 3-day training split, and it's a full body split, by the way. This training session is a little bit more focused on my delts and my back compared to the other 2 workouts, which I shared with you guys in my prior 2 videos to this one. So there's a little bit more of an emphasis on my back as well as my delts, but I'm still training my lower body, just maybe not quite giving it as much attention as I am on the other days. I'm giving a little bit more attention, especially to the glutes, because that's one of the areas that I do want to focus on a little bit more. So that being said, I'm really excited to share with you. Let's go ahead and dive in, and I will give you the full rundown. We're starting this workout with some weighted neutral grip chin-ups here. Now, this is actually the first time, as far as my training programming goes, that I've started with an upper body exercise for probably 6 or 7 years on a training day. Almost always for years, I pick starting with a lower body exercise first because they're so systematically fatiguing. I like to start with an exercise that is lower body focused, just because that's when I'm at my freshest. But because my emphasis this time round is on building my back and my delts, those are the exercises that I'm starting with on this training day. So again, this is training session, we'll call it workout C of my 3-day training split. I'm picking these these pull-ups as one of my main back building exercises here. They sit really well with me. The neutral grip, I found that a supinated grip, so where your hands you're using kind of an underhanded grip, they become a little bit injurious. That's what I actually found about a year and a half ago. I started to get some problems. I usually will start getting some problems in my forearm, wrist, or elbows as I progress with an underhand grip. And then with the overhand grip, like a truly standard pull-up, I usually will start to develop some kind of an injury around there too, the deeper I progress. The neutral grip, which I'm doing here, as far as how injurious the exercise is for me, it's minimally injurious. So I can progress with these for a very long time without experiencing anything going against the grain with my bones, joints, tendons, and ligaments. So I really like them. All right, my second exercise, because I am prioritizing not just building my back, but building my shoulders, is this Viking press here. Now, as far as overhead presses go, this is the only one that I am including in my program. I am doing it. I really like the Viking press because unlike a standard military press where you're using a straight barbell, there is that big old space between the handles there, the machine, and it allows me to be able to kind of do it like a behind the back overhead press. So I'm able to really keep my elbows out and to the side. And basically, the more you can kind of keep your elbows out to the side, the more emphasis you can put on your side delt. And specifically, the part of my shoulders that I'm trying to build are my side delts, because with my physique, I know that I need a little bit more, as far as competing goes, I need a little bit more width. I need a little bit more to accentuate my upper body V taper, and that's going to come from my side delts. So the more I can kind of flare up my elbows, and I have very good shoulder mobility, this feels very smooth for me. The more emphasis I can put on my side delts versus like my anterior delts, my front delts, which aren't going to need nearly as much attention because I'm doing so much pressing already for my chest. So those muscles don't really need much of focus per se. So I'm really trying to keep my elbows out, and I really like the Viking press because it lets me really kind of do this like it's almost like a behind the back kind of an overhead press. And I like doing them too. It's just a little bit of a different way. I can load them more than just like my kind of modified lateral raise. So they seem to be doing the trick. They're hard as heck. They feel like they're hitting where I want. So we're going to keep rolling with it. Now here we have my, we'll call these T-bar rows here. I'm doing a different grip than I would do on my other session. So I actually include this twice on 2 of my 3 training days in this current split. In this training day, I use the kind of the V grip versus the other training day where I use a straight grip here. So the difference in grip probably will change the exact musculature, which muscle fibers in my back are doing the most work, that are producing the most force. So I'm changing things up just a little bit. The emphasis is still in my upper inner back. And with these, I really think about practicing the movement because it's just not something that comes natural to me. Like I have a lot of trouble feeling my inner upper back muscles. I think that I'm not the only one, that's for sure. I'm also ending the set here with these partials, the shrugs, and also partial reps as well. And this is helping me to, I think, really stimulate my upper back muscles there. So I'm basically trying to make them produce absolutely as much force as they can. And those shrugs and those partial reps at the end there, it's really keeping me in that elongated state where my muscles are the most stretched out and they're just really getting a lot of stimulus. So I'm going to keep rolling with that too, and hopefully that's going to pay off. Again, here is the bread and butter, I would say, for my side delts. These are, again, they're kind of an upright row slash lateral raise. They're more, I'm doing them here more like an upright row with the kettlebells. I love the feel of the kettlebells. I like the feel of it a little bit more than the dumbbells, which is why I'm doing it. Control and poise is the main theme with most of my training. So I'm really trying to move in a way where I'm moving slow on the way down, a little bit faster on the way up, but even so, even as I'm moving faster on the way up, there's still a good element of control. Pause on the bottom, pause on the top, and then I'll end the set with a couple partials to get my muscles more or less to do absolutely as much as they can do in a single set. And these really do seem to be hitting the spot. That's why I'm including them so much in this program. I do them pretty much every day that I'm training, because they feel great. So I might as well keep in the delt exercises that feel the best versus just needlessly adding more variety that I don't really need, especially if the other exercises don't feel as good. So I might as well just include one exercise that feels really good for as long as possible. So here's some walking lunges. There I go. I'm going to kind of go out of the picture here in a second, but these are hard as heck. Holy moly. I think these are probably the toughest exercise I would say right now on my current program. I include these after my upper body exercises. So I've included those 4 upper body exercises, and then I will include these walking lunges here. What's not shown is I actually did some Smith squats. I'll do 2 sets of Smith squats, high reps. So I did 225 for 18 reps my first set, and then I think I did 225 for 14 reps for my second set to add some extra volume for my quads, still trying to grow those. And then I do these afterwards where my quads are already kind of fatigued, and then really focus on the wider steps for my glutes. They are hard as heck, I have to say. I've done a lot of Bulgarian split squats in the past, in my past training. So this is something I haven't really done consistently for the past 6 or 7 years, but enjoying it so far. Well, I don't know if enjoy is the right word. They seem to be hitting the spot. I get sore in the glutes and the rectus femoris, part of my quad, the next day pretty consistently. So I think it's hitting right. Here we go with some push-ups here. I'll do 2 sets with these. They're not loaded or anything. I'll do high volume, usually around 24 to 25 reps, as many as I can, trying to do 1 more rep each week. Pausing at the bottom, huge range of motion, feels really good on my shoulders, feel a ton of tension, ton of stress on my pecs, feels really minimally injurious. And yeah, so I'm going to keep doing these, just a couple sets at the end here. My pecs already get a lot of attention with my bench presses, but there you go. So that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.